Hi guys, Adam here, and with Steve, we're outside Old Trafford, 1-1 in the cup today. We're still in the hat, but wouldn't be favourites to get through to the semis, would we?
Nah, I didn't think we was favourites for today, and once we saw the starting 11, I think getting a draw is actually a result. I mean, that's how far standards have slipped. That FA Cup quarter-final, nobody was up for it. We saw the starting 11, even left people was up for it. So I think we've pulled a draw out there, and I watched Gaz's giving his FANCAM before, and he was talking about how we had so little shots. Well, that was only because we was missing. We had 8 shots. We had more than them in the first half. It was 8 to 7 in the first half. I don't know what it was in the second half. But I don't think it was through a lack of trying today. I thought we went for it at times. It was a really end-to-end game, especially the first half. I mean, there's going to be an argument, I think, about whether Payet should have even still been on the pitch, because if you're not giving a penalty when he goes down, I think you've got to book him. And that would have been his second yellow. That's you off the pitch, mate. And then he doesn't, he stays, he scores a fucking brilliant free kick. I thought he actually hit the post behind the net, so I didn't even react. I was like, it's got him, bastard.
I knew it was that moment. That moment I'd been talking about in the preview was that moment.
Yeah, I don't think he was so pissed off today, because the starting 11 was shit, mate, wasn't it?
Two DMs again.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't, because Fellaini does not play like that. And one of the things I would have said is it was so end-to-end because Carrick hasn't got the legs to work in a midfield one on his own, and Fellaini doesn't offer him anything whatsoever. I mean anything whatsoever. And Schneiderlin might have done okay there, maybe, but Carrick just didn't have the legs to deal with that there. It changed when Schweinsteiger and Memphis came on, and maybe that was because we was one down. Maybe that was because we needed it to, but I thought Schweinsteiger brought a certain calmness and a certain presence to the game today, and I thought Memphis did as well without really doing too much. I thought he did more than Lingard.
It's because Memphis actually looks to get to the byline, doesn't he? Whereas Jesse's goes across a lot of defenders.
No, Jesse did very little today. It was so obvious what he was going to do. All he was interested in doing was giving it Varela for the overlap, or playing it back inside to Herrera. There was not once. He really could learn a thing or two from Rashford's attitude, because all Rashford wants to do is run straight and then cut inside a couple of people. I mean, he looks really bright on the ball. I was a little bit disappointed he went off, because I thought just at the time we took him off, him and Martial seems to be starting to get some sort of rhythm between the two of them, didn't they? They was looking for each other, they was finding each other, and it looked like a bit of a blossoming partnership between the two of them. I'm not digging Martial being so far out there. I think you've got to play him centre forward and allow him to learn his trade.
Allow him to pull out wide.
Yeah, maybe let him pull out wide from a central position. But you can't just go, we've paid how much millions for you, now you've got to be a world-class striker. You have to learn it, and it's on-the-job training for footballers at the highest level. So Martial needs to learn his trade in his position. Now, okay, you learn things playing out on the left. But when he was played in the middle today, he scored a goal, and he looked deadly when he was in the middle, and he looked like he was capable of causing problems. Now, I'm not saying Martial can't. I'm not saying Rashford can't. I think Rashford offers something else. Maybe that's what we need to say. I've said it a couple of times this season, haven't I? I would love to see us revert back to 2 up front. I'm not a fan of 4-3-3, and I'm not really a fan of 4-2-3-1. And 4-4-2, you can say it's outdated all you want, but do you know what? Some of the best football teams ever.
Leicester about to win the league with it, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, It's not outdated. You can't say a formation's outdated, because formations evolve all the time. You know, why not pull back the WM formation that the Busby Babes played with? Someone probably having success with that in somewhere. You know what I mean? Every time there's an evolution in formations, everybody catches up, and then everything goes a bit stale, and then someone pulls something out, probably from back in the day, and has a success with it. And maybe it's time that 4-4-2 comes back to the fore again, because I love playing with 2 up front. Strike partnerships is what it's all about, innit? It's not about leading the line on your own. I'm not a fan of that.
Some would argue Louis van Gaal pulled his philosophy out from back in the day, but
well, do you know what? I mean, I'm always accused of defending Louis van Gaal just because I won't stand here screaming sack him. That doesn't mean I'm defending him. I'm just not.
We're not crazy.
I'm not hysterical.
We're not going to meltdown every week.
No, I'm looking. I can stand here easily, can't I? And I can say sack him. It's not working. I would rather analyse the football that's happening on the pitch. That's just my preference. But Louis van Gaal is one of the forerunners in developing the 4-2-3-1 formation when he was at Barcelona. Louis van Gaal's had a hand in making a lot of football developments popular. Obviously, people say he's a dinosaur now, but I'm not buying that. I think he's got a very clear way he wants to play.
We're both surprised to still see him in a job, aren't we?
Very surprised to still see him in a job. Thought he was gone after, was it Sunderland, I think it might have been?
Was it Stoke on Boxing Day?
Well, no, I wasn't shocked then, but I was definitely shocked after the Sunderland defeat here. That, I thought there's no way he survives it. And I think the fact he has survived it, we know he's here till the summer now. I think that's why I can't be asked getting drawn into the argument of am I LVG in or am I LVG out? No, I'm a Man United fan and I'm here to support
I
the
think
boys.
that LVG in-out thing's tired at the end of the day. I don't think you should ever be in or out. You can't be in or out.
Don't get me
You're a Man United fan, innit?
Yeah.
You want Louis van Gaal to do well, but if you're sitting there with a banner that is either say in or out, or you got your Twitter name's LVG in or LVG out, then it's a bit strange to me.
I'm not standing here defending Louis van Gaal and saying that he should continue as Manchester United manager. When I heard that he'd handed his resignation in, that for me, he's done, yeah. But what is the point in me coming on here every single week saying sack him? It's boring. I try to offer something different, and I'm trying to look at football and what's going on the football pitch. And today on the football pitch, I thought it was a very end-to-end game. I thought that, as I said earlier, Carrick was a little bit isolated in midfield. Maybe we could have been a bit more defensive, might have been a good thing. But I thought there were some flashes. The starting 11 wasn't good enough, and that you can say that's whether because we mismanaged the transfer windows, you can say that's whether the players that are occupying starting positions just aren't good enough. There's a myriad of reasons why that's gone on like that. But at the end of the day, we're still in the hat. And we're still halfway to a semi-final at Wembley. And as bad as it's been, like, people are still refusing to have a go at anybody else. Manchester City are absolutely falling to pieces. Nothing is said. Chelsea falling to pieces. Nothing is said. The only news is Manchester United because we sell newspapers and we generate website hits for people. That is it.
And we are a bit